Void Spiral, we need to have a chat. WoW was really bad, and Heroines of the First Age didn't really activate any of my almonds either. 0 for 2 isn't looking too good, and yet here I am with the Dawnline, and I am both amused and mad at its quality. The Dawnline is a simple premise. The west is dark, swarming with sirens and their kind. The east is the light, Armageddon to all that it touches. Between them is civilization, scattered and hungry. You are a vampire, a haunted creature created by a mixture of magic bullshit, arcane science, and a hatred for fucking reality. But instead of being a sparkly goth, you are instead a badass, but one that is sworn to a traveling village of nomads in the titular Dawnline. They feed you blood, you keep them safe. Together you build a little house together in a vampire hunter D super science apocalypse. The game though, well, it's a simple 3d6 plus mods. Not exactly the most innovative or complex system in the world, but it does mix things up enough with success points. These floating points allow you to buy additional effects, with some common being something like a better effect, doing some extra damage, or restoring your own willpower. But with no strict attributes in the game, everything has is just health, willpower, and initiative. Health is pretty self-explanatory, but willpower allows you to gain small bonuses or push your abilities a little bit further, while initiative plays a fundamental part in the combat in a strange way, though these are fairly tight due to only having about 8 points to spread between all 3 of them. This is a skill-focused game, however, split between combat and exploration skills very rigidly, to the point where they actually have a divided number of points between them with very little overlap. Combat skills are broken down into cut, parry, shoot, dodge, supernatural, and resist. Exploration skills, on the other hand, are a bit more numerous, with things such as blood lore, know the dark, or a personal favorite of mine being mortal thoughts. All of this is topped off by your vampire lineage, only one of these actually being something in the vein of a traditional vampire, because out of the 13 heritages, all of them are fucking alien, weird, and horrifying to behold. Unfortunately, their uniqueness does really only extend to their lore, with a bit on the mechanical side, with each of them having a series of power points to spend on a already predetermined set of abilities. Each one will have 3 to spend among 2 of the chosen power categories, with 2 points to kind of freely spend wherever they wish. Powers are fairly interesting, with a total of 19 power sets with 4 levels each. Each power set does allow for some unique combinations of effects with themselves, allowing you to actually combo all of these together, but almost every single power is entirely just combat focused, with very little outside of combat focused utility, unless you kind of play a little bit of Mother May I with the GM. But combat, let's talk about stabbing things, shall we? Because most of it is actually a set TN for each enemy, attacking or defending, but the main appeal for me actually comes in the interesting initiative system, rolling 1d6 in addition to the initiative bonus to generate a score, then spending those points for actions or priority in the initiative track. It brings a nice little bit of nuance to always having to roll your initiative, as well as keeping combat fun and engaging. Now, this is where we actually get to have to talk about conditions. Conditions are actually the main thing with combat. Everything from bleeding, shields, confusion, or literally dying creates a condition for you to deal with. Quite a few of these exist, and there's a chance that many of them will be affecting a single character all at once, and multiple stacking with each other, no less. It is a little bit of clogging, especially if you go down very certain builds which rely on this system very heavily. If that was just it, I would say it's a quaint little combat game, but there's another little aspect. Remember those nomads. The Dawnline has the vampire take on a relatively active role in their traveling village, with a series of roles which grant their own mechanical effects, but the vampire still needs to tend to the day-to-day activities of the village as its guardians, helping them build up their home, keeping morale high, food in the belly, and far away from the murder sun. Each quality the village builds not only benefits the vampires in a very distinct way, but also generates natural resources potentially, helps with further projects, and really gets you invested in this tiny little town you're helping build. The construction system is pretty damn janky, but I can forgive it due to being invested in just the little details and flavor it really brings to the game. Neither side, combat or village work, really overpowers the other, with both flowing into each other relatively nicely, and create a nice beat to the gameplay more than what I was actually thinking it would. My only major issue with the game actually stems from some janky design choices, as well as one of my largest gripes. I want more stuff. I want to detail more weapons. I want to go into detail with the village more. I want more stuff to build in my little town and to murder my enemies with extreme prejudice. While there is actually a very fun little dungeon section and an expansion, I want more, damn it. I like this game, I really do, but I want both sides of this scale to get a little bit deeper, because I like the game as much as I do. My name is Notepad, and this was the Dawnline. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And many thanks to the Bloodlords for continuing to support my descent into madness.